So the magic square. When you as a spirit are working on building stability, right? Because right now, like, that was all like not much relevant, but it's important. You are alone. Imagination. Boom. Your expression of individuality. No one can see it. You connect with it. And the thing that connects you with other spirits is your feeling of connecting your individuality with them. And that is what creates the universe, just straight up. Literally. So no one can see your individuality. And it's only purely your desire to connect your individuality with others that builds the universe. Me doing this podcast right now is what that is. I'm literally building the universe. I'm expanding the internet. I'm expanding just the universe in general by using this body and using this language and using these tools to connect my individuality with other individuals. So now you as an individual are connecting, and now we're building life together because we feel like it. Neat. And that all takes air. So that's why it's all about communication. Like, it takes me getting called here as the messenger from Mercury to be able to make this possible, so that now we can build our awareness. That's what inspiration is. So you're breathing in air, you become inspired by whatever I'm breathing out of my space, and then you breathe out, and that's how we're sharing air, and we're building structures that connect us. Because you're breathing in my air, then I breathe in your air, and we're sharing air particles. So boo the Industrial Revolution for pumping so many toxins and garbage and all these pollutants into our air so that they can create issues inside of our body. Again, get tough, water fast, baby. So your consistent communication, that's what then builds the 4. And the 4 is the actual box. So let me put this in like different terms. You as a spirit, when you're in your imagination, you're God. And you as God are alone in your imagination. So now your Luciferian problem, your Lucifer, right? Lucifer fell from God. This is spiritually what it means. Just simply symmetry. Very simply put. It literally just means that you as a spirit feel like taking your God into the universe so that you can express yourself as the star that you are. Hence why stars are water, because we're creating life through music, through Luciferian feelings of wanting to connect with other spirits. And then all the details of how we connect are then what becomes like snake-like. And this is where like war and like spiritual warfare in general happens. Because now all these spirits that want to connect have their different ideas of how they want to connect, right? White supremacists want to connect with me by forcibly colonizing my land and then stealing my creations so that they can tell me that I didn't create them. And now they're going to make money by limiting my mind, right? So that's what the Judeo-Christian system is all about. That's what these entities are all about. Cool. Now we can more consciously communicate with ourselves and connect with ourselves so that we learn how to better handle spirits like that in the universe. Right? Because it took us stepping outside of our space to learn that other spirits are like that. I, as an indigenous spirit, am nowhere near that. I can't imagine. So it takes you, as a totally different spirit, to colonize my space with your imagination. Hence why you're forcing me to watch all of your TV and sit in your school and learn your ideas. Because that's the only way you can make me build your life. Right? So this is literally why the Bible weaponized Hermeticism. They just stole and twisted everything that they could comprehend from what I wrote. Not even what I actually wrote, bro. Not even what I actually wrote, but what they could comprehend from what I wrote, and weaponized it into all this slavery stuff. Because it's literally just about the fact that we are enslaving ourselves in these bodies so that we can communicate how free we are in the first place. Okay, you got to view it like that. You got to know that you're dying right now. You know, like when you die, you can't go anywhere. You're actually using this body to gather experiences. So this is why the body is the magic square. The body is magical because the body is you bringing your death to life. Boom. I like this. So much creativity to come out of just me putting these words together and stuff. So very neat. And it's just like how we build nature. This is literally me building a tree right now. You feel me, bro? Like, this is you tapping into the root of the symmetry. The tree's growing. Like, the tree's always growing. And the tree's growing because it's making connections with light. And it's making it in a stable, practical, relatable way. That's the T-Re. The T-Re. I'm here doing this T repeatedly as both as Tahuti. Very fun. So this is who I am. I love this. So, literally, that's the body, right? This is what I'm using my body to do right now. I'm using my body to bring the way I die, the way I phi, right? So the way I build physical reality internally, right? When I die, I'm just going to my physical reality, right? I'm good. When I die, I'm, way better than here. The point is, I'm here for you. Like, I love you so much. I love you so much. Yes, you. Straight up. I really do. I love you a lot. You are so important to building the universe. And this is why I am so insanely, incredibly passionate about communicating the ways in which you create life and the ways in which we all create life, so that we can do it more consciously and be happy, healthy, and harmonious with each other. That's what it's all about. Genuinely. That's the only reason I step out of my space. Or else I'm happy alone. Boom. See? Like, I'm in my hermetic world. Like, I'm good. In my hermetic world. I am so good. You feel me? Like, that's the point. Like, I want you to be good in your hermetic world, in your hermetic heart, in your hermetic home. In your hermetic heart, your hermetic home, your hermetic heaven. I want you to be good in all. I want you to just be so happy being alone, because you know that you're building physical reality. And it's just the fact that your physical reality is too infinite and too individual to be relatable to anyone but yourself. So this is why your imagination can seem so real, because it's physical to you. You're connecting with it. You're dying inside of yourself. This is why O is zero. The zero. You are sleeping inside of yourself. This is insane, bro. Man, I'm so excited to do these podcasts when I'm tripping. Like, if these are the podcasts just when I'm like grounded with cannabis, to be in a psychedelic trip and to be able to build upon everything that I am putting down right here, because these first episodes have to be so simple. Like, I'm doing my best to keep this really simple for all of us. So man, yeah, because it's like there's so many places I want to go with that. But hey, look, you are your own tree. So that's the point. You have your own physical reality, and that's nature. So this is why the spine is your caduceus. It's your tree. It's your tree trunk that is stabilizing your ability to connect with yourself. So O is 15 in the alphabet, because it's all about you having sex inside of your own space. And T is 20 in the alphabet, because it's you providing extra space from doing that for more connections. And that's what 2 is. And of course 2 is water. So more water, right? That's why all life is water based. All life is water based. These white supremacists have drilled into us so hard that life is based in earth and not water. And it's just because they're so logical, right? And they're so focused on thought. And they're so focused on thought that they need to steal everything from Thoth, from Tahuti, turn it into thought, and then block the flow of chi that is naturally powering the simulation. And now we have health problems. Again, fast. Decolonize your face. Heal yourself. So, the magic square. That's right, I wanted to put it in different terms. The magic square. When you are a spirit, you are alone in your own space. Boom. And then once you create an imagination, you're expressing your individuality. That is you being God. So now you have an individual fire, and God is infinitely unrelatable. No one, like, God can only relate with itself. This is why it's important to love being hermetic, because I'm here as Hermes letting you know that you are God because you are alone in your imagination. Boom. So now you have to become Luciferian. You have to use water to fall from heaven, to fall from grace. And that's why Lucifer is the god or the angel of music. Right? So this is the point. We use music to connect with each other. We use music. This is why the universe is music. The universe is a whole soul. It's a whole vibration. It's a whole song. It's a constant psychedelic system of spirits using vibrations to make sense out of how they connect with each other. So this is why music and money and magic are all starting, it's all M energy. Muscles, minds. So when you as a spirit are alone in your God, and then you use your water, you use your Lucifer to put out your fire and fall and become dense in your feeling of desiring to connect with other spirits, now you're able to communicate your imagination. So this is why all spaces are connected by air. We are all connected by our desire to communicate. So this is where we are separate by our individuality. We're all connected by our desire to connect. But really, it's more so that we're connected by our desire to communicate. And our desire to communicate can only come from our desire to connect. So this is why air and water are so, boom, linked there. Because it's about Mercury. You're carrying water with your fire, with your God. So that's the Merkaba. So God, you as a spirit, as God, are carrying your imagination. You're carrying your fire. You as a spirit are experiencing yourself as fire. So you as nothing are experiencing yourself as fire. And you are carrying your feelings everywhere you go. So you are always carrying your soul, your feelings when you exit your space. And that is what gets communicated into a Merkaba, into a mind, right? This is what I'm all on is Enoch Metatron with the Merkaba and everything, because that's the actual wisdom of it right there. And that naturally builds a body that we can see. So that's the magic square. So then, right, that's you as a spirit being alone as God. You use your soul, you use your music, you use magic to become Luciferian and connect with others, which then looks like being a human. So human is air. So Lucifer then becomes human so that God can connect with ideas and God can express its ideas with others. So this is why all humans, all spirits that are communicating their internal to the external are Luciferian, because their desire to connect makes them very serpentine, and thus life is a lie. Now everyone's basically willing to lie, because the point is we're lying to ourselves by believing that we're a body, because we're using this body to manifest our dreams. And the first imagination, our first dream, is our first lie, because it's our first light. So this is why our bodies sleep. This is why we lie down to go to sleep. We desire to lie in our lies. So it's just the natural progression of life then, and why we must call life life. Because we are lying in our lies of feeling like we're something instead of nothing. So when you know that you're nothing, you're able to be in full control of your something. This is the alchemy. Like, it's not about being scared of nothingness. People who want you to be scared of nothingness, that's white supremacists who are alchemizing your emotion of desiring to connect with a simulation into a structure that serves them, which is why they're only infinitely happy to keep you as ignorant as possible, because they're working to make money off of that. As long as they have you communicating with their language, they want you as ignorant and dumb as possible. They're making money off of you one way or another. So this is where then, once you as a human, as the mind of your spirit, believe that you are the body, you become demonic. And this is why humans are then haunted by demons, because humans are building demons. Humans create demons. Our minds, our air, build structures. It creates structures that express and contain our ability to communicate. So this is why a magic square, you can get a spirit who gets trapped in their own worldview. If you were trained to box yourself into a certain way of thinking growing up, just in general, a certain way of communicating, then you're never going to be able to use your air, your ability to communicate, to break out of that box, to break out of that structure. And really, then the point is, you use your ability to communicate to build a structure that expresses yourself and contains yourself. And now you feel connected to whatever structure that you built in your own mind. So this is literally why your thoughts matter. Ha! See? This is how you build pyramids mentally. See? Mental gymnastics. See? Simple. See? That's your simulation. See? 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 Yes. If you're a Spanish speaker, right? Yes. Literally. See? Yes. Same thing. See? Yes. See? Yes. Yes. See? You see the yes? You see why? Full circle. I love it. Psychedelic symmetry. Do you see why? Literally, like, that's the magic square. So you are using your body to communicate how your physical reality is built internally. And this is why you are now building physical reality externally. So everything that you do right now, right? Time is precious. Is building physical reality based on just everything. I mean, that's what we're doing right now. That's your body. If you don't feel like pumping your heart anymore, well, now your body is going to die. And now everything that was connected to your body gets affected because your body was building a reality. Your body's clearly here building connections. As we know, you are using your ability to have sex inside of physical reality to sever in to the simulation with your 7 and create a bigger soul, create a bigger 8, create a bigger home that allows you to realize who you are and thus create heaven, create 10. And that's your ego connecting with your spirit. And then you communicate that with that L, with that 12, with that clock. So then here we are, right? Boom, time. So what you're doing right now always is communicating, because the fact that you can block out time means that you've been communicating consistently enough to build a system. That's what time is. Us reflecting upon how we've already, as spirits, been communicating consistently enough to build a system out of that. That simple. So that's where the magic square, when you because let's look more at Earth there. So when humans build a structure to support their ability to communicate, this is where humans become demonic, because we get lost in that. So we get lost in our own thoughts, right? We get lost in our own demons all the time, right? Like all these spirits, you as a spirit, you probably have your own demons. You probably have thoughts that you connect with too much that you wish that you didn't and that you don't want to. And you probably have to go through meditations and mental exercises to like not connect with those thoughts, right? This is why most people have anxiety, depression, all these mental health issues that can get diagnosed in different ways and given new labels so that the pharmaceutical industry can alchemize nature into some kind of disgusting chemical that actually creates those problems that they're projecting into you. Thus, why all of these medical commercials have way more side effects than any solution that they're offering, any solution that they're solving, any solution that they're offering, right? Way more side effects because they're actually creating problems inside of you. And literally the medical commercials just have to like subconsciously let you know, like, hey, we're creating problems inside of you. We want to create more problems inside of you. Here are the side effects if you want to agree to take on these problems to get this solution. And that's why I'm here as Hermes, just like, hey, maybe you should just fast, get tough. Because that sounds way tougher than fasting, bro. Like, that sounds way more unnatural. You're saying that to cure my depression, I need to take a medication that can give me depressive thoughts and might make me kill myself. Do you know how many times I've seen commercials like that? It's comical, and this is why tragedy and comedy are Greek. And this is why white supremacy is lost in Greek. And this is why the Jews are just like, it's a joke, haha. It's a joke, haha. Ha ha ha. They're getting roast, haha. Shout out Little Dicky, right? Because he literally, if you have not seen Dave, watch Dave. Because I don't want to spoil anything too hard. The whole point of Dave is that Little Dicky puts Jews on complete blast for how they've built the music industry out of consuming indigenous peoples. It's remarkable. Shout out Little Dicky. You are a genius, bro. Like, I appreciate that you worked so, however hard as a spirit, whatever you had to do to bring that show into fruition so that it can be out for all of us to see in this time, so I can communicate about it, we can all build upon it. Yo, shout out you. Because that's all that Dave is about. Watch Dave, all right? Season 1, Season 2, it's a wrap. I don't see any seasons coming after it unless he just, like, does, then whatever. But, I mean, the point is that it's 2 seasons, and it's wild. It's all about how Jews have built the music industry off of cannibalizing indigenous peoples. And the whole point. The whole point is that. Like, literally, the whole point is that. The whole point. So any episode, like everything you're seeing in there is just about that. It's truly remarkable. And it's so amazing how self-aware he is while making sure he appears like he's not aware. And I'm talking spiritually at this point. I'm not even talking about, like, if I were to talk to Little Dicky physically, I'd be talking to his spirit, best believe. I'd be talking to his spirit. I talk to everyone, like, to their spirit. That's the point of Hermes. I speak to everyone on, like, such an individual basis because I'm, like, speaking right to your higher self, that I'm speaking to the space that is creating the idea of your higher self. You know, like, that's who I'm speaking to as a spirit, because that's where my awareness is. So anytime I'm operating inside the universe like that, I'm bringing that to you. So this is the magic square. This is how we use squares to stabilize our space. So anytime you see a square, you can know that it was created from a spirit having an idea. That idea was its God, and then it had a Luciferian question that powered its soul of how do I connect this idea with others? And the answer become a human, communicate. And that communication looks like a demon. And now it looks scary. So now everything in life can, like, low-key look scary because it's all demonic, because it's all earth in that way. So now, the moment you as a human are building a structure that is demonic, because the only reason that structure matters is because you are using your Lucifer to believe in something more than your nothing, which is only possible because of your nothing. So this is why, like, life is demonic. Everything is a demon. We're all demons to ourselves, because that's what it takes for humans to connect with other humans, right? We connect on demons, right? We connect on then, like, a lot of opposition at that point in structures, right? A lot of the time when you're connecting with people, you're going to connect more deeply on hating the same things. You can learn way more about people from hating the same things versus loving the same things. This is how, like, truly soul groups get formed, like, straight up. This is a lot of the magic of the universe and just the magic of communication, how we get to bond even deeper with other spirits based on us learning about how we actually don't like that. We don't like that. We don't like that experience, or that we don't like that thing. And we get to learn more about ourselves than if we never actually went through that thing. So this is where life is demonic, because life means infinite things to anyone. So, like, depending on how attached you are to the body, you're not really going to care about what I'm saying here and you're still gonna view life as like something to be scared of, and you're still gonna feel like when people die they're gone, and that you're not in control of your circumstances, and you'll just be living backwards at that point, because that's what demons do. Demons live backwards. Demons right, work from the bottom up, because that's the point. As a spirit, you built the pyramid from the top down so that you can ascend it from the bottom up. So I, as a spirit of Chase, of Thoth, of Tahuti, build a pyramid from the top down, so now I can create bodies of Hermes, of Idris, of Ningish Zeta, of Quetzalcoatl, of Symmetry, of Hermanubis, of Zoroaster. I can make all these different bodies underneath the structure that I built to now support my ability to ascend back up into my nothingness. And what that looks like is learning about oneself and connecting with oneself and connecting with everything that you have created the opportunity to connect with. That's the whole point of building a structure and being demonic. So this is why, like, when someone dies, right, it means something different to everyone in that person's life. So if someone in my life dies right now, I'm not going to be nearly as sad as a Christian, right? I'm not going to be nearly in as much turmoil as someone who believes in hell. And especially, like, imagine the turmoil if, like, I'm here, I have a family member, or I have a friend, or I have a foe. I love everyone, even a foe. I have any F energy, right? Some spirit who's having sex in the universe with me, and we're all here having sex. Some F energy. There's some force out here. Let's just say, right, a friend. We'll leave it at friend. I have a friend, and they are atheists, and my Christian family members are super connected to this friend. And then my atheist friend talks to me, and they realize, like, oh, so I'm building my own simulation, I can connect with myself, okay, and I get them to the level where they're comfortable, and then they die, right? I'm not sad. If anything, I'm actually probably going to be able, if they did everything right, to take my mind from my body and interact with them after they died, and check in on their simulation and see what they've got going on. So that's where I'm not going to be sad, because I taught my friend Hermeticism, and they're good. All of my Christian family members are going to be projecting anguish, and they're going to be feeling super sad themselves based on how much they were connected to my friend, especially because they're projecting onto my friend, oh, he didn't accept the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. Now he's in hell. It's so horrible. He should have taken the sacrifice of Jesus. I can't believe he didn't. Oh, your poor friend. Oh, he's burning in hell. And it's like, how dare you feel like you have the ability to project that onto something you actually know nothing about? And it's such horrible, disgusting white supremacist witchcraft that my friend is now in a different simulation. So he can't come back in the same exact way, in the same exact body, and say that he's not burning in hell. So this is where, for these words, I'm saying this for the sake of showing how Earth is demonic. Earth is the point that all these structures mean something different to everybody. So everything means something to everyone. So, like, that's why, like, money means more to others than others, right? A dollar means more to a poor person than to Jeff Bezos, of course. So money matters, but how much, right? M energy. Magic squares. So this is how you as a spirit build magic squares. This is how spirits build demons so that they can transform together. Literally. This is what I'm on as Quetzalcoatl. This is what we were on in Mesoamerica, doing all of our stuff, where the Spaniards can perceive it as all this, like, really violent, gross sacrifice. And when you Google me, it's Quetzalcoatl, you see that I'm not about that human sacrifice stuff anyway, regardless of all the other generations and tribes and inheritors of my empire. Okay, because the point is, I'm here to build new things, but clearly I'm not in control of how spirits connect. That's the wisdom of Hermeticism. I'm here in control of how I connect with myself, and then we do that better and better together, right? That's us being a quote unquote soul group, or just at all like having bodies of water.